Introduction. Have you ever walked into a room, felt like no one noticed you and wondered why your ideas were being ignored? Or perhaps you found yourself in a conversation where, no matter how much you tried, things just didn't click. You're not alone. Every day, millions of people face the same struggle, trying to be liked, trying to influence others, but often feeling invisible or unheard. The good news is, these struggles aren't your fault. No one ever teaches us how to influence others, how to make people like us, or how to speak in a way that truly captivates others. In a world where social skills determine success, the ability to connect, lead, and win people over is more important than ever. But here's the twist. Being influential isn't about being born with charisma. It's about learning the right strategies. And the great news is, influence is a skill that anyone can master. In today's episode, we're diving into Dale Carnegie's timeless masterpiece, How to Win Friends and Influence People. You'll discover how small shifts in how you communicate can transform your relationships, your career, and the way others perceive you. You'll learn how to make people feel truly seen, heard, and valued, and how these simple techniques will make you unforgettable. By the end of this episode, you'll understand exactly why some people naturally win others over, and how you can adopt these powerful strategies to improve your own influence and connect with others in meaningful ways. Get ready to unlock your potential to lead with confidence and win people over, not by trying too hard, but by mastering the art of genuine influence. Let's get started. Section 1. The Foundation of Influence. In the world of human interaction, there is a powerful truth that can shape your relationships and open doors to new opportunities. The foundation of influence is making others feel important. We all have an innate need to feel seen, heard, and appreciated, yet many of us fail to recognize how crucial this simple principle is when it comes to influencing others. Think about the last time someone made you feel genuinely valued. Maybe it was a friend who listened intently to your thoughts, or a colleague who complimented you in a meaningful way. It probably felt good, didn't it? This is the core of influence, making people feel important, not through empty compliments or flattery, but through authentic and sincere appreciation. The truth is, people are naturally self-centered. It's not because they are selfish, it's just human nature. We are all preoccupied with our own thoughts, emotions, and needs. And while this may sound negative, it's actually an opportunity for you to connect on a deeper level. When you can shift your focus from yourself to the other person, when you can make them feel truly important, that's when you unlock the key to powerful influence. This doesn't mean you should become a constant flatterer, always trying to say the right thing just to gain favor. Instead, it's about showing genuine interest in others. Listening to them, not just with your ears, but with your full attention. Asking questions about their lives, their dreams, and their concerns. This shows that you value their perspective, and people will naturally gravitate toward you. In fact, one of the simplest and most effective ways to influence someone is by listening more than you speak. Most people spend the majority of their time thinking about what they are going to say next, instead of focusing on what the other person is truly expressing. Imagine how different your interactions could be if you shifted your attention from preparing your next response to fully listening to the other person's words, emotions, and body language. When you truly listen, you become a safe space for people to open up, and that makes you incredibly powerful, but it doesn't stop there. To lay the foundation of influence, you also need to make people feel understood. That's what sets great communicators apart. They don't just listen, they respond in ways that make others feel heard and validated. It's about actively engaging in the conversation, offering feedback that reflects your understanding of their words. This makes people feel important because they realize that their thoughts and emotions matter to you. Now let's take a moment to think about the effect this has. When you make someone feel important, you create an atmosphere of trust and respect. This, in turn, allows you to guide the conversation, steer decisions, and influence their actions. This doesn't mean manipulating them. It means you've built the kind of connection where your words resonate deeply because the other person already feels valued. This is the bedrock of influence, understanding the other person's needs, emotions, and desires, and responding in a way that speaks to them directly. It's not about controlling the conversation or trying to win them over through forceful tactics. It's about creating an environment where they feel genuinely cared for, and from there, they will naturally listen, respect, and follow you. So how can you begin to build this foundation of influence in your own life? Start small. In every conversation, practice making others feel heard and appreciated. When you interact with people, make a conscious effort to listen without interruption, to ask thoughtful questions, and to give genuine compliments. Notice how they respond to you, how their body language softens, how their eyes light up when they feel valued. It's a powerful and simple shift that can completely transform your relationships. The beauty of this approach is that it's not a one-time effort. The more you practice these principles, the more natural they become, and the deeper your influence will grow. You will find that people are more willing to listen to you, more likely to open up to you, and more inclined to work with you. And as you continue to make others feel important, you'll discover that you, too, become a more influential and respected individual. Remember, influence is not about dominance or persuasion. It's about making meaningful, authentic connections that create trust and respect. And that all begins with making others feel truly valued. Once you understand this simple truth and apply it consistently, you'll find yourself moving through the world with more confidence, more opportunities, and more genuine connections than ever before. Section 2, the one mistake that pushes people away. Have you ever met someone who just rubbed you the wrong way? Maybe they had a habit of interrupting, or perhaps they always tried to one-up every story you told. The truth is, we've all encountered individuals who push our buttons, even when we don't fully understand why. But here's the hard truth. Sometimes we are the ones who unintentionally push people away, and it's not always obvious. One of the most common ways we do this is by making others feel wrong, even when we're right. It's a subtle mistake that many of us make without even realizing it, and it can drive a wedge between us and the people we're trying to connect with. Think about the last time someone corrected you in front of others. Did it sting? Even if they were right, it probably didn't feel great to be put on the spot, especially if it was done in a way that made you feel small or defensive. This is the mistake that most people make without even thinking twice, trying to prove that they are right. When we push our opinions or judgments onto others in a way that makes them feel inferior, we automatically close the door to connection. The more we try to prove our point, the more the other person becomes defensive, and that's when the conversation stalls. So, what can you do to avoid this? First, it's important to understand that making someone feel small, even with the best of intentions, is a surefire way to push them away. Instead of trying to show them they're wrong, try to guide them to a new perspective. This is where the real magic happens. When you're in a conversation and you feel the urge to correct someone, take a step back. Instead of saying, "No, that's wrong," try saying, "That's interesting, but I've heard it differently. What do you think about this?" By doing this, you are inviting the person to reconsider their point of view without making them feel like they have to defend themselves. This simple shift in phrasing makes a huge difference. It shows respect for their opinion, and it creates a space for a more open and thoughtful discussion. Remember, people are more likely to change their minds when they don't feel like their ego is being attacked. Another important piece of the puzzle is criticism. No one likes to be criticized, no matter how constructive it may be. When we offer feedback, even if it's intended to help, we need to be mindful of how we deliver it. Criticism, no matter how gentle, can trigger feelings of insecurity, and when people feel insecure, they close up. That's why it's crucial to soften the blow. Instead of diving straight into the criticism, try to start with something positive. Acknowledge what the person did well before you offer suggestions for improvement. For example, let's say a colleague's presentation didn't quite hit the mark. Instead of saying, "Your presentation didn't make any sense," you could say, "You really engaged the audience, but I think we could clarify a few points to make the message even stronger." This approach makes it clear that you value their effort and it opens the door to productive feedback without making them feel defeated. But what if the person you're interacting with is being particularly difficult? Maybe they're constantly interrupting, acting like they know it all, or just being downright rude. It's tempting to respond in kind, but that's exactly what will push them further away. Instead, kill them with kindness. When someone expects you to retaliate with hostility, and instead you respond with warmth and respect, it disarms them. It's a psychological trick that can throw them off guard and create an environment of mutual respect. The goal here is not to let someone's poor behavior affect your ability to communicate effectively. The more you can stay calm and composed, the more you'll earn their respect. When someone is difficult, it's usually because they feel threatened or insecure. They may be trying to assert control or protect their self-esteem. By responding with kindness and patience, you show that their behavior won't dictate how you engage, and often this leads to a shift in their attitude. So, what's the takeaway here? The one mistake that pushes people away is making them feel wrong, whether it's through correcting them in a harsh manner, offering unsolicited criticism, or getting into unnecessary arguments. This kind of behavior shuts down communication. Instead, focus on making others feel valued, respected, and understood. Shift your approach from being right to being empathetic. Guide people to new perspectives without making them feel attacked. Lead with kindness, and you'll be amazed at how quickly the dynamics of your relationships improve. By changing the way we approach difficult conversations, we not only prevent unnecessary conflict, but also build stronger, more authentic connections. It's not about winning arguments. It's about building relationships that last. And when you master this, you'll find that you can influence people in ways you never imagined. Section 3. Making people feel important. Have you ever met someone who made you feel like the most important person in the room? Someone who listened intently, asked thoughtful questions, and made you feel truly valued? If you have, you probably remember that interaction fondly, and you may even find yourself wanting to be around them again. It's not by accident that these people have such a magnetic presence. They understand the secret to influence, making others feel important. We all crave recognition, the feeling that we matter, that we are seen and heard. It's human nature to want to feel valued, especially in social and professional interactions. Yet most of us are so focused on trying to impress others or prove our worth that we forget the most powerful way to connect is by making others feel important. When we shift our focus away from ourselves and truly make others feel seen and appreciated, we unlock a level of influence that most people never even realize they have. The foundation of this approach is simple but effective. Pay attention, show genuine interest, and recognize the qualities that make others stand out. Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, listen actively to the other person. Pay attention to what they say, not just the words, but the underlying emotions and ideas. Acknowledge their thoughts and let them know that you value their perspective. You would be amazed at how deeply people respond to this kind of engagement. They start to feel important, and in turn, they will open up to you and value your connection. A simple but powerful tool to make someone feel important is to genuinely compliment them. Now, we're not talking about superficial flattery or empty praise, but real, sincere compliments that acknowledge the qualities in someone that you admire. Compliments can be about anything from their personality to their skills to their appearance, as long as they are authentic. The key is to notice something unique about the person and make it clear that you see and appreciate them for who they are. For instance, instead of simply saying, "You did a great job," try something more specific and personal, like, "I really admire how you handled that presentation. Your ability to explain complex ideas in such a clear way is impressive." This kind of compliment speaks to their unique abilities and shows that you're paying attention to what they bring to the table. It's not about flattery, it's about acknowledgement. But there's more to making people feel important than just giving compliments. Another essential strategy is to genuinely engage with people on a deeper level. Ask questions about their passions, their experiences, and their goals. Show curiosity about their life and listen without judgment. People love to talk about themselves, but not just on the surface level. They want to share what truly matters to them. When you provide the space for them to do so, You're not only making them feel important, but you're also building a deeper connection. One powerful technique to help you engage on a deeper level is to practice active listening. Instead of focusing on what you're going to say next, really tune in to what the other person is saying. Acknowledge their emotions and make them feel heard by reflecting on what they share. If someone mentions they're having a tough time at work, instead of jumping in with your own story about your job, try saying, "It sounds like you've been under a lot of pressure lately. How are you handling it?" This approach shows that you're not just listening to respond, but that you truly care about their experiences. Another aspect of making people feel important is remembering the little things. It could be as simple as remembering their name or recalling details from a previous conversation. People love when you remember the things that matter to them. It shows that you value them enough to pay attention to the small details. For example, if someone tells you about their favorite hobby or a project they're working on, ask them how it's going the next time you see them. This small act of remembering can make a huge difference in how they perceive you and how they feel about themselves. Now let's talk about the role of body language in making people feel important. Sometimes it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. When you engage with someone, make sure your body language communicates openness and respect. Maintain eye contact, nod in agreement, and avoid crossing your arms or looking distracted. These non-verbal cues show that you are fully present in the conversation, and they make the other person feel like they have your undivided attention. A warm smile, a genuine handshake, and an open posture can all communicate that you value the other person and their time. But perhaps the most powerful way to make someone feel important is to show them that you believe in them. People are often hungry for encouragement and support, and when you offer them genuine belief in their abilities, you elevate their confidence. Whether it's encouraging a colleague to take on a new project or supporting a friend in their pursuit of a personal goal, your belief in them can be a game changer. People are more likely to strive for greatness when they know someone else sees their potential. Making people feel important isn't about manipulation or self-serving tactics. It's about recognizing and valuing the intrinsic worth of others. When you make someone feel seen and heard, when you recognize their strengths and celebrate their uniqueness, you not only build trust, but you also create a lasting connection. It's the foundation of genuine influence, and it's the key to unlocking deeper, more meaningful relationships. So the next time you walk into a room, remember that everyone around you is hoping to feel important. Instead of focusing on impressing others, focus on making them feel valued. Ask questions, listen intently, give sincere compliments, and show genuine interest in what matters to them. When you do this, you will find that people will naturally gravitate toward you. Your ability to influence others will grow, and you will become someone people want to be around, someone who makes them feel important, respected, and heard. And that is the true power of connection. Section 4, Building Trust and Respect. Building trust and respect in relationships is essential, yet often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. We all crave trust and respect from those around us, whether it's from our friends, colleagues, or family members. But how do we cultivate these qualities in our relationships? How do we earn the trust of others and show them the respect they deserve? The answer lies in the way we communicate, the actions we take, and the authenticity we bring into our interactions. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Without it, communication becomes shallow, and genuine connection is impossible. But trust doesn't just happen overnight. It must be earned through consistent actions that prove you are reliable, honest, and transparent. And the good news is, trust can be built by anyone at any time through small, deliberate actions. Let's start with reliability. Trust is often built on the little things. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you promise to meet someone at a specific time, be there on time. People notice when you follow through, and that consistency creates a sense of dependability. When you are reliable in your words and actions, others start to trust you, knowing that you will keep your commitments and deliver on your promises. This doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes. Everyone does. But when you own up to those mistakes and make an effort to rectify them, you reinforce your credibility. Next, let's talk about honesty. One of the fastest ways to break trust is through dishonesty, even if it's in small ways. People may not always remember every word you say, but they will always remember how they felt when you lied or misled them. The key to building trust is being transparent in your intentions and actions. This doesn't mean you have to share every detail of your life, but it does mean being truthful, even when it's difficult. Honesty doesn't just build trust, it also fosters respect. When people know they can rely on you for the truth, they value you more deeply. However, trust isn't just about what you say or do, it's also about how you make others feel. The way you treat people, especially in moments of vulnerability, plays a huge role in building trust. For instance, when someone shares something personal with you, responding with empathy and understanding shows that you respect their feelings and their vulnerability. It's about creating an environment where people feel safe, heard, and understood. Respect is equally important in building lasting relationships. Respect isn't something you can demand. It must be earned through your actions and how you treat others. Respecting someone means valuing their opinions even when they differ from yours. It means listening to them without judgment and treating them with dignity. Respect also involves setting boundaries, both for yourself and for others. When you show that you respect someone's time, space, and emotions, you build a foundation for mutual respect. A crucial aspect of showing respect is practicing active listening. Too often, we listen to respond rather than to understand. We may nod along while someone is speaking, but our minds are already preparing our response. True listening, on the other hand, requires us to fully engage with the person speaking and absorb their words without interrupting or rushing to judgment. Active listening is one of the most powerful ways to show respect because it demonstrates that you care about what the other person has to say. When someone feels listened to, they feel valued, and that builds respect in the relationship. Another way to build respect is by acknowledging and appreciating the efforts of others. Whether it's in a personal or professional setting, recognizing the contributions and achievements of others not only makes them feel valued, but also reinforces their trust in you. Small gestures of appreciation, such as saying thank you or offering sincere praise, go a long way in building respect and strengthening the bond between people. However, building trust and respect is not always easy. There will be times when you disagree with others, and it may seem like it's difficult to maintain those qualities. In those moments, it's important to approach the situation with empathy and a willingness to see things from the other person's perspective. When you handle disagreements with grace and understanding, you not only maintain trust, but also show that you respect the other person's right to their own opinion. It's not about winning the argument, it's about fostering a respectful dialogue where both parties feel heard. In some cases, respect and trust can be tested, especially when emotions run high. If you find yourself in a heated conversation or disagreement, take a moment to pause before reacting. A deep breath can give you the space you need to collect your thoughts and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. This moment of calm can prevent the conversation from escalating and show that you are in control of your emotions, which is a powerful way to maintain trust and respect. Moreover, it's essential to remember that trust and respect are not one-way streets. Just as you work to earn the trust and respect of others, you must also be willing to give the same in return. This means being open to vulnerability, admitting when you don't know something, and apologizing when you make a mistake. People will trust and respect you more when they see that you are human, just like them, and that you are willing to learn, grow, and admit your shortcomings. Ultimately, the key to building trust and respect is consistency. It's about showing up every day with integrity, honesty, and respect for those around you. Over time, these actions compound, and you will find that trust and respect are not just given, they are earned. When you consistently demonstrate these qualities in your relationships, you will build deeper connections, inspire loyalty, and become someone that others trust and respect naturally. In conclusion, trust and respect are the bedrock of strong relationships. By being reliable, honest, and empathetic, you can build trust. By listening actively, appreciating others, and handling disagreements with grace, you can earn respect. Together, these two qualities form the foundation for influence, connection, and lasting relationships. Remember, it's not just about what you say, it's about how you make others feel And when you make people feel trusted and respected, you unlock the power to influence them in ways you never imagined. Section 5. Mastering social influence. Mastering social influence is a skill that can dramatically change the way you navigate relationships and achieve your goals. We all experience social interactions every day, whether in the workplace, at social gatherings, or within our families. Yet how often do we stop to think about the ways we can genuinely influence others and make a lasting impact? The truth is, most people go through life without truly understanding the power they possess to influence and persuade others. But by mastering social influence, you can open up new doors, create stronger bonds, and lead others with ease. At the heart of mastering social influence is the understanding that influence is not about manipulation or forcing others to bend to your will. Instead, it is about creating connections, understanding others' needs, and leading through genuine empathy and collaboration. True influence doesn't come from controlling people. It comes from empowering them to see things from your perspective and inspiring them to take action, all while respecting their autonomy. One of the most powerful ways to master social influence is to start by building genuine relationships. Influence is rooted in trust, and trust is built over time through consistency and authenticity. When people trust you, they are far more likely to be influenced by your words and actions. But how do you cultivate trust in the first place? It starts with being reliable. When you say you will do something, follow through. Consistency in your actions reinforces your integrity and reliability, and this trust will become the foundation of your influence. Moreover, being authentic is crucial. People can sense when others are being fake or insincere. If you want to be influential, you must first be true to yourself. When you communicate from a place of authenticity, others feel your sincerity and they are more likely to listen, engage, and ultimately be influenced by your message. Authenticity involves being transparent and honest, even in difficult conversations. When people see that you are willing to be vulnerable, it builds a deeper connection and strengthens your influence over time. Another important aspect of mastering social influence is to develop your ability to actively listen. Most people listen with the intent to respond, but truly effective communicators listen with the intent to understand. When you listen actively, you show the other person that you value their opinion, which in turn makes them more likely to trust you and be influenced by your perspective. In order to actively listen, you must be fully present in the conversation. That means putting away distractions, maintaining eye contact, and really paying attention to what the other person is saying. But listening goes beyond just hearing the words. It involves picking up on subtle cues like body language, tone of voice, and emotions behind the words. By tuning into these nonverbal signals, you can gain deeper insights into what the other person is really trying to communicate. This allows you to respond in a way that addresses their underlying concerns or emotions, which can be incredibly powerful in building rapport and influencing their thoughts and actions. Empathy plays a crucial role in mastering social influence. When you approach others with empathy, you step into their shoes and try to see the world from their perspective. This makes people feel understood and respected, and it helps create an emotional bond. When people feel that you genuinely care about their feelings and needs, they are more likely to be open to your ideas and suggestions. Empathy involves listening without judgment, offering support when needed, and showing compassion in your interactions. When you make others feel heard and valued, you are laying the groundwork for influence. Another effective way to influence others is by practicing the art of persuasion. Persuasion is about guiding someone toward a desired outcome without forcing them into a decision. The most persuasive individuals are those who can appeal to others' emotions, values, and desires. When you can speak to what matters most to someone, whether it is their goals, fears, or hopes, you increase the likelihood that they will be influenced by your message. One powerful way to persuade others is by telling stories. Humans are wired to respond to stories. A well-told story can evoke emotions, capture attention, and make your message more memorable. Whether you are trying to convince someone to take a specific action, make a decision, or change their mindset, storytelling can be a compelling tool. The best communicators know how to weave their ideas into stories that resonate with their audience, making the message not only persuasive, but also impactful. Another key element of mastering social influence is being able to read and adapt to the dynamics of any social situation. Each social interaction is different, and in order to effectively influence others, you must be able to gauge the mood and energy of the conversation. Are people feeling anxious, excited, or skeptical? Are they in agreement, or is there tension in the air? By reading these social cues, you can adjust your tone, body language, and message to match the energy of the group or individual you are engaging with. For example, if you are speaking to someone who is excited and enthusiastic, mirroring that energy can help build rapport and make your message more relatable. On the other hand, if someone is feeling skeptical or unsure, taking a calm, measured approach can help ease their concerns and make them more receptive to your influence. Adapting your communication style to the situation is a key component of social influence. Another technique for mastering influence is to use positive reinforcement. People are naturally drawn to things that feel good. When you acknowledge and celebrate others' achievements, contributions, and qualities, you build goodwill and encourage them to continue acting in ways that align with your goals. Positive reinforcement doesn't always have to be a grand gesture. It can be as simple as a compliment or a thank you. When you make people feel appreciated, they are more likely to return that appreciation by listening to you, trusting you, and following your lead. Finally, social influence is about leading by example. People are more likely to be influenced by you when they see that you practice what you preach. If you want others to trust you, be reliable and honest. If you want others to be respectful, show them respect first. If you want to inspire action, be proactive and lead with enthusiasm. When others see that you are consistent in your values and actions, they will naturally be drawn to your influence. Mastering social influence is a journey that requires practice, patience, and self-awareness. By building trust, showing empathy, listening actively, and leading by example, you can become a powerful force in your social circles, creating meaningful relationships and guiding others toward positive outcomes. It's not about controlling people, it's about inspiring them, connecting with them, and empowering them to take action. And when you master the art of social influence, you will find that doors open, relationships deepen, and your impact on the world grows exponentially. Conclusion. In conclusion, mastering social influence is not just about learning specific techniques or strategies, it's about understanding and embodying the core principles of human connection. By making people feel important, building trust, and being genuinely interested in others, you unlock the power to influence and inspire in every conversation, meeting, or interaction. It's about listening more than speaking, understanding others' perspectives, and using your energy to elevate those around you. The real magic lies in how you make others feel when they are with you. When people feel heard, appreciated, and respected, they are more likely to respond positively to your ideas and actions. You don't need to be the loudest in the room or the most charismatic person. What truly matters is your ability to connect on a deeper level. This is the essence of influence: authenticity, respect, and a genuine desire to make others feel valued. Remember, influence isn't about controlling or manipulating people. It's about empowering them, guiding them, and helping them see the world through your lens. It's about inspiring trust, fostering respect, and creating a ripple effect of positivity in your relationships and beyond. Thank you for taking the time to dive into this journey of mastering social influence. I hope the insights shared today help you navigate your social interactions with more confidence, clarity, and purpose. The power to influence is in your hands. Keep practicing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep making others feel valued. Thank you again for listening, and I wish you the best on your journey to mastering social influence.